Beauty Games, episode 10. We have special guests. Tut is back, Nico is here, and Sky is here as well.
And she's gonna go.
Sky's trying to be here.
Already
as well. Alright guys, so episode 10. We are here with me and Tut for your fitness.
Whoa.
And then we have
Carly and Nico for your beauty, barber, all that.
Whoa. No?
I don't know. We don't know. We gotta think of something else for that.
So while we're kind of on opposite sides of the spectrum in a lot of people's minds, we're really not. First off, we provide services to people. Being a trainer, being a barber, cosmetologist, hairdresser, we provide services for people. They rely on us for a lot of things. Look good, feel good, all of the above. So today we're going to sit here and talk a bunch just about what our experience is in being service providers, and we're going to talk some things that you guys do to us that drive us nuts, reasons why we love you as clients, reasons why you make us want to bash our head into this brick wall over here sometimes.
That's fake.
Nico found out it's not real.
Fake brick wall.
It's
False.
actually cement brick vine, but it still looks good.
$3.99 Amazon.
That's what today's going to be, and Sky will come in for some guest appearance every now and then.
Yeah, she'll pop in. Right?
So, Nico, you've been in this area for how long? Where are you a barber?
Little Falls.
Okay, and now you are leaving.
I'm leaving.
Miami.
How do you feel about that, Tut?
This is the worst news I've ever heard.
Oh, so Nico is Tut's barber, by the way.
Friend first, we like to
Friend
call
Friend
first.
first.
Now we.
And Curly is gonna be taking over.
Oh.
Like, can we just zoom on the face?
All you
He
really
literally
have to
just
know how to
looked
do
like
is get do a skin fade because we really don't cut the top of my hair anymore.
I got it.
It's been obsolete.
I used to cut, in college, I used to
There you go.
cut the boys next door, but they had to put their setting on, and then I just did it.
There you go. You got two.
Both of us.
You got
I'm
two
gonna need some
bars.
good preparation for that one. I'll just commit to going to the buzz 2 all around.
Could you
I
imagine?
could do it. I could
I
totally
thought
do it.
actually the other day was like you should just shave your beard, buzz your head, start from scratch, and no one would even notice it, recognize who you are. It's like Annie.
No.
Probably
No.
Even the other day, I saw that picture of you just from a year ago on your honeymoon. That was you a year ago?
People tell me I'm beard fishing.
You're fishing?
Yeah, like you are just
You're
look,
like
they told me I look like a young Bundy. Without a beard. Like that's a little fucked up.
The last time you shaved your beard, I walked out, I was like, wait, oh shit, that's Tut.
Bundy
Yeah.
like
Ted
Ted?
Bundy?
Yeah, serial killer?
Got a lot of that yesterday.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, keep it.
Yeah.
So we're very, obviously, people get attached to us as their trainer, as their hairdresser, as their barber. When somebody goes away or somebody leaves, it's just like, what the hell? I even know when Michelina left as my acupuncturist, I'm like, I guess I have to move to South Carolina.
We gotta go.
It's such a weird situation, especially because you spend a lot of time together, training even more so than I would say haircuts or anything like that, but you build such a relationship. I always talk about Nico. Like Nico was like one of the first people who found out that I was having a baby because that chair is like a therapy chair.
Yeah.
Same thing when people come in and train, you spend so much time, you talk about fucking everything.
Right.
If you stay with someone for that long, you're bound to build a relationship and a
Right.
friendship. So like, he never would. He's the go barber. He'd start giving me shitty cuts, lose his touch, and I would never leave because he's my friend now.
I'm gonna give you a shitty cut, last cut, man. That's it. But no, that's like when me and her were talking about on her podcast last time. You know, it's more than, sometimes it's more than just the quality of what you're giving. You know, like you can give a mediocre haircut, but it still looks good, but not every client wants that sharp haircut. Like a lot of people come for the experience, and that's what I was telling her. You know, like some people they come just because they like the conversation.
Yeah.
They might like the music that your shop plays.
Yeah.
You know, they might like the fact that you guys watch movies like every Saturday or something, and it's not just the news. So it's not always like, all right, well, Nico gives me like the sharpest haircut, but he doesn't talk at all.
Yeah.
Because like that's not me. Like I'll go fucking sit down and I'll talk your ear off until that 30 minutes is up. But, you know, there's some people that don't want to talk. There's some people that really just want to sit down, get that sharp haircut, and leave. So it does have a lot to do with your personality and customer service. And
Your experience.
yeah, and same with you guys, too. I mean, you know, training's a little more, you know, like you're not going to just just kind of, we'll do any workout today. But
whatever you feel like
we'll have a
doing.
good conversation, like whatever. But it's a little different. But in the same aspect, you have to be very personable to draw someone in and keep them.
Yeah,
It's not just about the quality of what you're
Yeah,
doing.
because like you said, not everybody needs that, not everyone's as neurotic with what they need. Like, I know that some guys are so, like, my guy's not there, I gotta wait 3 months till I get another cut, because he's the only one that, I don't even know what the terms are, so I'm not even gonna start with it. But if they like the designs or the special cut lines that only you can do, and they just get so neurotic about it. I question all the time, my brother-in-law, so you have to ask, this is something that I wanted to know. My brother-in-law, it'll be, I think, like a Wednesday, and out of nowhere, he'll get up. It'll be like 10, 11 p.m. at night. What is up with, like, these super late night things? Are barbershops, what are hours like? Because, again, I don't go to a barbershop. Are barbershops, like, later in the morning, or?
Well, it depends. Like, there's different like demographics for like all different types of people. Like, mostly, like if you have a pretty, not saying that all barbershops aren't ran well, but like my shop, like we're a chain, so like we have like 9, 10 locations. So like we're pretty much we close at 7 o'clock, like all of them. Like some might change the hours depending on the owners and whatnot, but we close at 7 o'clock. But you go somewhere, down in Newark or Elizabeth, or you drive on the Carter Highway on a Friday at 11 o'clock at night, barbershops are
open.
bumping.
Yeah, it's like
blasting
a
music,
social club.
sipping Henny, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. But that's not me. And last time we were talking about it, there's a hobby. People do it for a hobby, and some people do it as a career.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with doing it as a hobby. You go in on a weekend, make an extra $400 or $500 for play money or whatever you want to do with it, and that's it. That's cool.
And I feel like the people that try to make it as a hobby don't realize how much actually goes into what we have to study in beauty school.
Yeah, and the amount of money that is in the industry is like I just put up something yesterday that I was looking at, and this is like without tips. So one of these big barbers, he puts up 10 haircuts a day at $40. It's $400. 400 a day, 5 days a week, $2,000. $2,000 a week, 52 weeks a year, $104,000 a year. And that's without tips. That's just base pay, and obviously it's going to be less paying rent or percentage or whatnot. But as a career, you can make the fucking money.
Oh, for sure. You just have to really want to educate yourself and get into it
you
more and more.
You gotta keep learning. In this industry and with them too. You never not learn. Wake up, learn something new every day. Different hairstyle, different contour mechanism or method or whatever, or learn how to stretch someone a different way, or just stuff like that. It's never you're never gonna not learn something new, which is always a way for you to be able to increase your pay. I never used to do the enhancements. A lot of these guys get the beard darkeners and their hairline. I never used to do that just because I didn't like how they look. I'm more of a natural. I'll line you up as natural as possible, and that's that. But as I got more into it, it's not even though I'm a professional and I'm telling you what I think looks better, it's not what I want. If they want to sit down and they want their beard jet black and they want me to use Beijing, I'm going to do it. So I had to learn how to do it right, how to mix properly, how to apply it right so it doesn't look super fake like a Sharpie. So there's always crazy ways to increase your payments on your services, always.
Do you guys try to, going off with that, saying that that's not something that you would normally do, but you learn how to do it because people request it? How often, because I know for us, it's people come in and this is what I want my body to look like, and we have to figure out whether the person needs to lose weight, gain muscle, whatever, whatever their goal is, we have to program and help them nutrition-wise, lifting-wise, get there. It's a little different for you guys where somebody walks in and let's say that I had pitch black, dark hair, or if I was a guy and I came in with whatever, and I asked you guys for a specific style or a specific haircut, you guys know what is possible for that person. So for us, it's over a long time. We'll get there eventually. These are the steps we have to take. Your guys is, okay, this is what I want. How often do you guys try to talk somebody out of okay, that's not a thing right now, we can work up to that in a few things, or that's gonna look awful on you.
Well,
Does
it
that happen?
depends. It depends on the situation. Like for color, like I really like color. I specialize in that at the salon, and a lot of people follow the Kardashian trends. And when Kim Kardashian had dark hair and went platinum blonde in a day,
Yeah.
everyone was like, I was like, I'm gonna have 2 people today that are gonna have dark hair, box dye, and want to do it. People don't understand the underlining thing what's on like under your hair. You can box dye your hair for like years. You don't realize all the sulfates on it and how much, if you put lightener on it, it's all gonna come out blotchy. And I also said, the Kardashians have like 20 people working on their hair. I'm one person and I have a fully booked day.
Yeah.
I don't have the time for that. And it's really just about educating your clients. And I say, do you like the hair on your head? Do you want your hair to be there? And you have to educate them and let them know. And it's really just not being afraid to turn someone down. I'd rather turn someone down and they go try somewhere else than for my name to be on their hair and it be fried.
And then be bald.
And then, yeah.
Because if
But
there's
it's-
one person working
yeah,
on
and
hair
I have-
like that,
And I have
it's all
clients too that like I know as soon as they start getting highlights, I know when they start doing highlights because we'll always change their hair up. Every season I usually try to change everyone's hair, even with every time they come back to me. I'm like, let's just change it like a little bit, do something different. And this one girl, every time she starts doing highlights again, I'm like, you're gonna eventually go back blonde, right? She's like, can we do it now? I'm like, no, we need to do it gradually because you were just dark. So I need to do it gradually and it'll fade better and all that. So it's just really about educating your clients and letting them know that you can't just get it right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're compared to your clientele, like their body, you're looking at their body structure. Like, all right, you're right here and you want to get to this. So their body structure is equivalent to my clientele's bone structure in their head,
Right.
opposed to where their cheekbones are. You know, not everyone's cheekbones are in the same spot,
Right.
so she's not gonna do a contour on everyone the same way.
Yeah.
So for me, like I have people that come in, and you know, like one of the first things that they taught me in school was anatomy. And you know, you gotta learn where your occipital bone is and this and that. And you know, some people have bones that pop out more over here. So like if some person comes in and you know they have like those protruding, you know, bones in the back, and their occipital bone is like, you know, like really far out and pokes out, and they're like, oh, I want like a really high military skin
You're like, no, you don't.
I'm like,
Yeah.
the chance of you wanting that, you know, like you can want it, but is it gonna look good? You
Yeah.
know, are you gonna be okay with the fact that, you know, like your bone's gonna be sticking out and pretty much like the whole haircut's gonna be bald? Or do you wanna work around what fits your head structure? You know, something like that would be like a lower fade or a drop fade to keep the back darker. You know, so, and not everyone, obviously most people don't know that. You know, like they'll be like, oh, right, well, that makes sense. You know, like there's always ways around it. You know, you could be like, all right, well, we can keep it darker, but stretch out the fade. So that way you still have more skin, so it's tighter, but it's covering, you know, what spots you don't really want exposed.
Like, I'm trying to help you out.
Yeah.
I hear what you want, but I'm telling you,
Yeah,
as a professional,
it
it's not
comes,
what it
it
is.
comes down to educating people, like, even with makeup too, like, someone will show me, like, Kylie Jenner, it'll look natural, I'm like, that's not natural,
Yeah.
there's, like, 3 layers of face
The
makeup on
funniest
there.
thing to me is when guys will show me a picture of a girl, be like, look how naturally pretty she is.
Oh my god, I'm like, do
she
you know
doesn't
how,
have makeup on?
I know, I'm like, do you know how much makeup they have underneath that? And I say, I'm like, what works for her may not work for you, her bone structure is different. I could show you like whatever, and I usually ask my clients for makeup. I'll be like, show me what your favorite makeup style was you've ever done.
Yeah.
What do you wear normally? Because if they don't wear makeup normally, I'm not doing a heavy smoky eye on them. I'll do a lighter smoky eye on them, and then that'll be equivalent to the dark smoky eye that they showed me, because you want to go off of what they normally do on a daily basis, because you don't want them to like walk out and be like, what the, like, who am I?
Yeah.
You know?
But it's the same thing with like all of our
Oh yeah,
careers,
100%.
like Instagram, and not just Instagram, any social media or any website. Everyone, for the most part, shows you that end result.
Yeah.
You know? So with a haircut, they'll show you a phenomenal haircut with these designs where all the designs pop and like the corners are really dark and the beard's real dark. But what they don't show you is
How many
that
hours?
they use a beard enhancement to do that, or you know, they shampooed your hair first to get it to lay down a certain way, or this and that. So when I have someone that comes in that has like your color hair, and they're like, all right, well, I want my corners like really dark, and I'm like, all right, well, and they'll show me a picture of like an Instagram photo, and I'm like, all right, well, that's not real. So like, whether you want color on your hair, and they're like, oh no, I don't want that. I'm like, all right, well, then it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Because it's not just a haircut, there was a process behind how they got to why it looks like that. And you could tell like on Instagram a lot, like how something just fake. Like well, haircuts more specifically, like
You can tell too, like you have to be comfortable with yourself. So like I feel like there's a general misconception about training and hair, makeup, all that shit. It's like you care so much about what you look like. If you're not comfortable, you can't enjoy the pride. You won't be patient with the process to get to where you want to be. It's like training. If you're not. People always think you're overcompensating for something when you want to look really good with your shirt off, or if you want to lift heavy weights, or you wear a ton of makeup. Like you're self-conscious. No, you're confident enough. It's important to have your self-confidence to allow yourself to like be patient during that. Like you talk about people like getting good beards, right? They don't show that it took them 3 months of growing it out puffy, so then you can fade it in, different shit like that. You don't see someone spending 6 months in the winter with the oversized hoodie on because they put on 10 pounds of fat in order to put on muscle and then cut it off.
Yeah.
It's my favorite part about this shit. And as for someone who's as anal about his hair as I am, it's not permanent. Hair will grow back. If you fucking tripped and cut a big thing out here and buzz my head, yeah, I'd be pissed, but it grows back. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, you gain a little fat and you can lose it. It's not permanent. Nothing is. So enjoy the different things. That's why I'm like, Nick, whatever you think looks best. And if I can like it, it'll change.
I cut this out like 2 days ago and started like coming back.
Okay, I'll do it.
My hair, so everyone always, first off, my hair, as we all know, my roots are growing in fucking hard right now because my sister hasn't done them, but my hair has taken years to get this blonde and to stay, like, it's disgusting because of jiu-jitsu and I don't get cut as much as I should, but it's healthy as shit for the color that I have, and it's because my sister took the time to, okay, you're gonna have ugly ass shades of bronze and copper and orange and yellow until you can get to where you need to be. And if you look at the pictures of me all through college, it is the ugliest copper and orange and yellow that I possibly ever had, because going into college, I had, at the end of high school, I had deep red hair. I showed you it. And it looks fine, but naturally I'm a dirty blonde. And then for me, we spoke in the other podcast about like being true to yourself, and just because you change your hair color doesn't mean that you're not being true to yourself. Like you said, sometimes you like, oh, I want to try this, I want to try this, I want to try this, and so you finally fit into, this is what I want, this is what I like. So going through and trying out different things, maybe you grow out of a phase and then this is what you want. So with my hair, my sister all the time is like, can we please just make you dark again? I do not want to keep doing your blonde hair. I go, fuck no. Because we took so long to get here for me to think about dyeing my hair dark
You're throwing it all
and then
away.
trying to get it blonde again and going through the copper and orange and disgusting yellow that it was for so long. It's never fucking happening.
And even to get your hair dark from where you are, it would still take a process.
Right,
You
because
can't
then
just throw it
keep
over
fading
it.
out,
You have to
fading out.
fill it, and then you
Well,
have
that's
to
the thing
give it
too,
3
people
hours.
think like going from light to dark.
Yeah, and I'm
it's
like,
easy,
no, like
go
it's
without
just
the
as
color,
long.
right? Like,
Because you have to fill the hair so it doesn't fade out gross color and get muddy. Like people don't realize like how much science actually goes behind coloring too.
Right. So for us, it's well, it's not obvious for people that all trainers or all strength and conditioning coaches have an education, because some of them just go online and have a certificate, whole different topic. But people understand that we study anatomy and that we study the human body. They don't understand that you guys also had to study the human body and learn anatomy that you were talking about, and structures and skin diseases and whatever. So
first day of school, I sat down and they were like, alright, we're gonna do anatomy. I'm
I know, I'm like, wait, what?
I'm like, wait, I was like, oh, am I in the right fucking school?
I'm here for art, I'm not here to be a trainer.
I was there for like 2 months, so I'm like, oh, I just failed anatomy. Fucking, like, why am I doing this again? Like, I just failed it.
What
Like,
is
I failed
happening?
it, and I was like, you know what? Maybe physical therapy and training is not right for me. I'll cut hair. And I'm like, oh, never mind. Anatomy.
We're gonna get you.
Oh my
I
God.
mean, like you said, you need to know about even everything on the head, like your parietal ridge
Your
for bangs,
jawbone.
jaw,
like,
yeah,
your
occipital
cheekbone,
bone.
like where the, like where the beard lineup goes.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially, like occipital bone, like if someone gets like
You
a
have to know
short bob,
everything, right?
it'll look like a cone head if you do it too high.
yeah, like everything's all symmetric. So like,
Even like chemistry too, when I failed chemistry in high school, I was like, really, I gotta learn chemistry? Like, are you kidding? And coloring is my favorite thing to do.
Like now with you, like, do you guys like when you like do like a blend or or something like around like an eye or whatever, like do you do it where,
Oh,
so like when I line someone up, like a straight hairline in the corners, you know, like the corners and everything, like is equivalent to certain parts of like your eyebrow, or the corners of your eyebrow, or your corners right here should be like, it should be meeting where the peak of your eyebrow is when you come back.
So,
like do you have to do stuff like that, like with blending?
So when I
like,
do makeup, if I do contour,
or is it
if
more
someone
like
has,
the depths of like,
everyone's like eye shape's different, all that. So like if someone has not really that much of an eyelid, you want to like make it seem bigger, so you wouldn't do that much dark. You kind of make it brighter in the corner, and then like darker here, but not a lot. And then like eyebrows, I always look at like the eyes, because you want the arch to be like right outside of like where your pupil is. And then contouring too, if someone has a small forehead, you're obviously not going to put dark here, because then it's going to make it look even smaller. So you want to put darker on the cheekbones to make it look like you have that chiseled cheekbone, all that. You kind of just like, you like map out the face and see, and just accentuate what you want to like show more. That's a whole course in itself.
That people forget too, like everyone always says grass green on the other side, and you talk about going and like my buddy was down here, he's a construction worker, he walked in here the other day, middle of the day, we're working, he's like, "That's what you fucking do?" I'm like, "Yeah, for me it's work, it's always greener. Sometimes I wish I could just go clock in, work 9 to 5 and be out."
Yeah.
One of the things with the common between our fields is that you're helping people. And Niko always says to me, he's like, "Dude, I've been like a big part of the 2 most important days of your life so far." Same thing with what we do. We're usually getting people ready for weddings, or getting people healthy enough to go play with their kids again. Right? You cut my hair at my wedding, is at my wedding, you were there for Ashley's makeup. Right before my baby was born, I was like, I can't be taking pictures with her in the hospital looking like an idiot, cut my hair, you know? And but helping people, being a big part of people's lives and what they're doing is really what kind of brings everything in this field together, and usually helping people out with their self-esteem and confidence.
We're part of their lives, and we love helping you guys, whoever are listening to our clients, and people who have trainers or people who go and get their hair done. But you also have to remember that our schedules are at your disposal pretty much. So when you're done with work and in your head you're planning, okay, I'm gonna go to work, I work 9 to 5, and then I'm gonna go to the gym, and I'm gonna work with my trainer at 6. We go around when you guys work. So our people always ask me, do you have a day off? Depends on the day. I usually don't have a full day off, and that is also me just wanting to say yes to all of the clients, just to fit them all in, to help as many as I can. And again, it's my career, but I'll have a client almost every single day, and it's because we're trying to accommodate you and get you in. So when we constantly rescheduling, or oh, can you push it back at this point, or oh no, I can't see you, and I'm like, oh well, when am I going to see you then? It's like my schedule, whenever it is so tight all the time. Yeah, literally. I was looking at my car this morning, and I almost took a picture and sent it to you. So many bags to get everything done in the
but
day.
yeah, that's the thing, like, because we can literally just pick up and like just go, like you can be on an off day and someone's like, oh hey, you available? Like I want to do like maybe a little hit workout or something.
Yeah.
And, like, if you're available, like you can go to their house and do something. Like I've been like I haven't cut him in the shop in like a long time. One, because of like Corona, then you have the baby and everything. So like on my off day, I cut him. So yeah, I'm off, but I'm still taking, you know, like I'll cut him and like some of his clients from over here. So like that's still a couple hours.
I love you.
You know, like that's still a couple hours from my off day. Do I mind? No, because if I couldn't, I would just tell him no. He would understand. But you know, now that we were on that schedule, oh my god.
Yeah, I keep blowing all these sky hairs out my
You
face.
should see my apartment. But you know, like now that we were on that schedule where I cut him on my day off. You know, like Tuesday when I leave the shop, I pack my stuff automatically because I know I'm going to be cutting him on Wednesday, and I put that into my day off schedule. So it's the same thing. Like, you really don't have a day off.
Yeah.
Like you do, but you don't. Like
That's the hardest part of me even having a kid, is figuring out my schedule to be able to take care of her and make it easy for Ashley so she's not home all day. If I want to do 8 hours a day of training, people go to work, so at 9 a.m. to like 3, it's very dead. You don't have a lot of sessions. Yeah, I can always always find work to do, but if I want to train 8 hours in a day, get 4 hours in the morning, then I break, then I have to come back from 4 to 8 or train on
And
Saturdays.
you kind of get thrown off a little bit.
You don't have a
like
schedule.
the same,
So
like,
now it's like, all right, you have to be done at 4. If I have to be done at 4 o'clock, right, to be home, usually a big chunk of training and doing it is when people get out of work, 4 to 8. So now I can. So try to fit people in early, and it's just not there. So you're trying to, it's always like bouncing around. We'll take 5 hours off in the middle of the day, come back for another 5 hours.
Yeah, and then it's also, people always want kind of similar times, but also people who, because as trainers or coaches, we want you to come in more than one time a week. So then if you want the same time 4 days a week and then 3 other people want your time too, and you're trying to fit everybody in and you don't want to turn anybody away, but you can't fit them, it's such a frustrating thing to, I sit there, if somebody has to, if I have my entire day scheduled out and I have somebody text me the day prior, and they're like, oh, I forgot about this, can we move 30 minutes later? And I'm like, I can't. And they're like, oh, well, how are we gonna do it then? I don't know how to help you. I can try to move people back 30 minutes, but then you're also, when you ask somebody to move a session, I always feel like people think that we're just sitting here on that couch, just waiting for a text message to happen, and we're like robots ready to go. Like everything is so scheduled.
The best part about my schedule right now is that I have 2 people, a person at 5 a.m. and a person at 6 a.m. As soon as they leave at 6, we don't text. Like, it's never, hey, are we just going at 5 a.m.? It's Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. and 6 a.m., so it's scheduled. So the first part of my day, at least I know. So like, all right, what time do I have to wake up tomorrow? I know. That piece of having that structure is awesome. I have a couple people like that where we never have to communicate schedule, they never miss, boom, we're always there. But there's times, in the afternoon and stuff, it's tough to move around because you're finding time to do these, you're finding time to go to lunch or do whatever, and when you're constantly moving stuff around, it can really throw off your day, especially if you're a structured person like we talked about.
Yeah, and things happen, so if it's once in a while, it's fine, but try to be considerate of your service providers, quote unquote, because we're trying our best to always be there and be able to accommodate you and things like that, but if it's a constant thing or you're late or you need to be pushed back all the time, it just gets to the point where it's just like, we want to help you so badly, but help us help you, please.
How hard is it for you guys? It's tough for us because it's a very saturated industry, I feel, to get new clients and exposure, because everyone has a friend that is a trainer. Everyone has a friend that cuts hair, everyone has a friend that does makeup. Differentiating yourself, how difficult is it for you guys on your side building up a clientele? I mean, you guys start over again. Does that make you nervous at all?
yeah, kind of.
That petrifies me.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't when I first started cutting, I didn't really reach out for clientele because I had all my boys here, everyone I knew, I lived in Jersey my whole life, so it was kind of like, all right, well, I'm not gonna be a trainer anymore, I'm gonna start cutting hair, and I went from my boys helping me practice to, it's no talked about transition. It's like, all right, well, you helped me practice, so you're gonna be my client now. It's like, all right, I'll see you next week, and I 3.5 years later, it's the same thing. It's like 90% of my clients now are the people that I started with, the first 1, 2, 3 months.
The retention.
I say that about fast food, like, oh, you're gonna open a bunch of fast food. I said, yeah, you know why? Because I didn't open this one. We didn't open this one in my hometown. I always say, if I had a fast food where I'm from, I would have 12, 14 sessions a day from there. I know I can open one anywhere and make it popular because I know 0 people here. It sucked. First year and a half sucked.
But that shows you when you go somewhere that you're not from or you have no base where you're literally building everything again, and then it works. That shows you all right, I really know what I'm doing and I know how to make shit work. And then you're like, all right, well, I'm not just a good trainer. I'm a good marketer, or I can communicate well to be able to get clients to You gotta get people here first before you can train them.
4 years later, I'm finally confident to open up another one.
Oh yeah, they always say even I don't know too well about you guys, but in the beauty industry, they always say it takes at least at minimum a year to gain and keep clientele. Because someone can come to you 4 or 5 times and they might not come every week. So 4 or 5 times for some people might be half the year there. And who knows, maybe the first 2 haircuts are good and then they switched up a little bit and they didn't like it and this and that. And then that's it, they go to someone else. So that 5, 6 times is half the year, but then they're gone. So you didn't keep that clientele for good. You just kept them for a little bit, and then he went somewhere else.
That's what I'm finding with a lot of younger Really? Really? What's that technique that they're using in commercials now to like
It's a sound marketing.
engage people's senses?
You know a bag of chips sound.
ASMR.
Are you guys
You
now
know the-
engaged because it's up in their headphones speaker?
ASMR, right? That's what it is.
This is my.
That was like the #1 YouTube
second
channel last year.
Really?
And I just had a 20-ounce Red Bull.
You're doing great.
So it's
It's
like,
like,
it's
it's like
some
one
questions.
banks.
What the fuck was I just saying? Reopen the thing up.
That's what she said.
Oh, people like that are coming into the industry now. I find that because I wasn't originally a trainer over here. I got hooked up with you guys just from the academy being down the road and then going upstairs and then coming down here. So I've always been in and out through here. Now I'm more over here. A lot of today. But originally, my following and my clients who I've had for years were over in New York, and then it's fucking Corona hit. Now that shit's all fucked up still. But when I was over there being a fitness manager, having younger new trainers come in, I don't know if it's just a generation thing or what the fuck it is, but they come in and they don't want to put in that original and initial like grit and work and training people for free, so people see them as a trainer and see them and get the word of mouth and get the referrals.
And I think
So-
a lot of that's like instant gratification. Everyone's
People
like, oh,
want
I
quick
see
money.
this trainer that has 10,000 followers, I want to be there, but you
Yeah.
have to put in the work. Like
They just want quick.
I had a steady book every day when I was working at the salon for 5 years, and I was like, all right, Glow, I'm trying to make Glow big as a mobile service, and I had to leave that place and grow Glow. And there was weeks where I had nobody. Some weeks I had just one person, and I honestly just focused on growing my marketing, how to do my Instagram and all that, and realized I was just like, I'm gonna get clients. And half the time I'd go to like bridal expos or I'd work with a makeup artist. I'd be like, listen, I will promote that I do makeup too. I'll promote your makeup. Let's collab. And then that's just how I grew. Because there's
That's
so
how you
many.
ended up here.
Yeah, literally, this is how I ended up here.
I mean, it's. And I
That's
always
how
say,
Paul literally just
Yeah.
up here,
and like if you think about it, and I always say, you don't have to own an LLC or own the brick and mortar to be self-employed. If you are responsible for your own book of business, you're self-employed, right? So you have to eat, sleep, and breathe it. That means you have to be super passionate about your industry and your field. That's why there's so much turnover in this field.
Yeah.
Because when you're coming up through college and you're scrolling on Instagram and you want to be a fucking shreds model, right? Or do that shit, and you're like, that was cool, I'm gonna be a personal trainer. Okay, you show up to the gym, and then what? You sit there.
You're like, I'm really hot, I'm pretty, let me train you.
Yeah.
No.
It's hard to build that book, and you'll fizzle out after 6 months. Yeah, you get to 3 or 4 clients, then what? You need steady clients, and you have to be a good enough customer service, customer experience for them to keep them, because they can drop off like that.
Yep.
So you have to be on top of your shit, even
Yeah.
when you fill your book.
Yeah.
You know, and
You
I think
always
that's what a lot
have
of
to be
people miss.
filling in, like people, again, if it's people who, okay, I can't spend any more money, or okay, I got the grasp of what I'm doing, I think I can do it on my own. You think that your retention is going to be there, you're always going to have those clients. Anything can happen in like a split second where that person cannot train with you anymore, and then if it snowballs effect, and you're like, where the fuck are all my clients? I gotta start over again. And that's your livelihood, and that's the constant quote unquote hustle that in the beginning of being a trainer, you have to have in your head that nothing is ever going to be a sure thing no matter how good of a trainer you are. So if you can manage yourself and know that if things get bad, that you just need to reorganize yourself and get back to it, and have that, because after a while it is word of mouth, it is a referral thing, rather than having to hustle, promote. And I think that that's where people fall off, is when you become a new trainer and you're not getting however many clients and your paycheck isn't as much as you want it to be. You're like, oh, it's just this gym. And then you leave, and then you go to a different gym, and you just keep leaving, go to a different gym, leaving. It's not the gym, it's you.
Look at the people who make the most money here are the people that have been here the longest.
Yeah.
Because they've just stayed consistent here.
Yeah.
People, I feel like don't like doing things that they're not comfortable doing, but in order to have a better result down the line. Like you said before, like as a new trainer, give a couple free sessions, like to show what you can do and this and that. Now, like I feel like a lot of people, like if they're like, all right, I'm a good trainer, I can get someone in shape, I'm a good barber, like why am I going to give my service for free? Like I get that 100%, but like me now, when I go down to Miami, like me moving to a completely different state, that's going to be when I need to make money the most.
Yeah. But you're gonna have to be like, let me give you a cut, let
to
me show you
get
what
my
I can
clientele, I'm gonna have to give free haircuts. And I don't care, I already made a whole bunch of flyers with like QR codes on them that go to my Instagram and stuff. And I'm literally probably gonna go down Miami and throw them everywhere. And if I have 20 free cuts like the first week, whatever, like I'm sure they'll tip me and I'll make some type of money, but it's not, I'm not really losing the money because like I'll gain it down the line.
Yeah.
Because it's a big head.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
He knows who
Yeah.
Nico is down there.
Yeah,
They
like,
will, but
exactly.
you gotta show them.
And like you said before, like if all of a sudden like your client just has like a financial difficulty where like, oh, I can't come, I have to cancel all 7 of my appointments next month. Like now, me personally, like also depending on where you work and if you work for someone else, if you're your own, you work under your own name. Like me, like I would try and do as much as I can possible with the
Right.
client and the owner of the gym. Like if I was a trainer here and one of my clients was like, hey, I can't come 4 sessions next month, I'm having financial difficulties.
Right.
I would talk to Tut, I would sit him down and be like, hey, listen, one of my clients, you know, he's been here for a year, he pays up front, like for every month, but next month he's having difficulties. Is there anything that we can do
to help them out.
to keep him here so he can get those 4 sessions that he's
Right.
initially saying that he's going to
Right.
miss, where he doesn't have to miss them, and then maybe we can throw on those 4 sessions, 1 every month
Right.
for the next couple months, and then he'll
Yeah.
eventually pay it off. He just won't be paying it those 4,
Yeah.
and then that client's going to be like,
Wow,
wow, you
literally
just
care so much about
I
me.
get to train. I don't have to spend double the money, and my pockets aren't going to
Yeah.
hurt, and you'll still get paid down the line. That one session a week that you're losing, it's not going to hurt your pockets.
Yeah.
Like it's going to help.
We do still need.
It's going to make
Yeah.
you look better
Yeah.
because then your client's going to be like to his coworker, like, yo, I need a trainer. Yo, go to my guy. Like I'm not saying he's going to do it always, but he's very good. Like he'll help you. Like he just helped me out like this
Right.
last month, like this and that.
Yeah.
And like people are gonna be like, all right, well clearly you're in shape, like so he knows what he's doing. But he's also a good person.
Right.
He's also looking out for you. You're not just another $80 that's going into his
Right.
pocket.
Yeah.
And like I do that too. Like last time we were talking about it. Like if I have groups of like father and sons that come every week, and I have like for example, like I have one guy that comes with both his kids, and every week that's $100. An adult haircut $40 and 2 kids haircuts $30 each before tip, and he tips me about like $30. So that's like $130 that this guy
Yeah.
spends every week, and that's a lot. So he'll come one week, I'll charge him full price, and then the next week I'll charge him for 1 case cut
Right.
instead of 2. And then the next week it'll be, when they get on that flow of like, all right, well I see what he's doing. Like every week, every other week, it's like a discount, and I get it.
And they appreciate it.
And
Take
I
care
appreciate
of the people that are loyal.
And whether they
100%.
don't want the discount, like they see that you're looking out for them,
Yeah.
and they'll probably like he tips me extra, so I'm still making. If I wanted to, I can bring it up as 2 haircuts and then still take my tip. Like or depending on how you can bring it up with your boss or whatnot. Like so, there's so many different ways.
So
of,
many
like,
different things
you
that
can't
you
be
can help
afraid of
people
giving
out.
things for free just because you're
Just
good at
because you
something.
think that,
like-
I get so annoyed in our industry when people are like, oh, well, I'm worth this. Okay, but.
Who said that though? Like, where did a piece of paper come in that said you
It
are
It
worth
drives
that?
me nuts when people are like, well, I'm worth this. Are you really? Because it literally, like we talked about last week, what drives me nuts about people lying about
Oh yeah.
their fucking fake asses and all this stuff and pretending you're working for it. Why do you think that you are worth this and that you can't help somebody out? It's such a character trait. You're such a bad person if you just think that your worth is worth more than this person's state of being and that their health. And if you're not, I just had money again.
That's why I'm the worst businessman of all time.
Right, I'm
How
awful.
would
I always
awful
want to try to
salesperson.
help everybody, but even there's some instances with makeup, for instance, where me and him talked about it. I've had a client who had 3 girls, and I charged $125 for makeup, and she's like, I want 70. At the end of the day, I had to say no because I'm like, I need at least 100. I understand you have 3 because I have to pay for my makeup. My foundation alone is like $55. That's just my foundation. My eyeshadow palette's $125, and the education that I put into stuff like that.
So you're
But if
giving
it's
them a whole
exactly.
thing for free.
It's just not feasible for me, and then I'm driving to and all that, so stuff like that, I'll say no, but my other client, I did her hair color, I did her spray tan, I did her haircut, and her wedding had to get moved. So I was like, I'm gonna come to your, she ended up just getting married by court, and I was like, I'm gonna come to your house and do your hair. And she goes, well, how much do I owe you? I was like, nothing. And she's like, but why? I was like, I want to do this for you. I want to be part of your big day. I literally did your hair color, cut, spray tan, everything. Like, let me do something for you. And a blowout and doing a hairstyle, that's easy for me. It's not really costing me anything.
Yeah.
And like stuff like that, I always like to somehow incorporate. If someone's getting makeup, I'll do their hair. I don't care. I'll do their hair for free.
Yeah, like
Being a
quick
good
blowout.
person,
Yeah.
being a good
Something
person
like
at
that,
the end of the day, it's not a business or marketing tactic. It's just, if you're a good person and you genuinely care about people in the service industry, people are going to be loyal to you. You're going to get your people who refer you, not because, let's say, you are a great trainer, you are good at your craft, but because you're a good person and you help people out and you have people's genuine, like, well-being in your mind, like, at your heart is just, I want to do this for you. Don't worry about it. And then people are like, are you sure?
Yeah.
And then they'll always end up not like making it up to you because you're not looking for something in return, but your, again, retention, and people will keep coming back to you, like you said in the beginning, the experience of it, the fact that you're family. Like, they're not going to go anywhere because you are literally part of their life, part of their day, and we get to do that in our industry. So you said earlier, oh, you get to do this? Yeah, I get to help people's lives. It's not just about looking good. It's, you had an awful day. Come, let's talk about it. Slam the fucking medicine ball into the
Yeah.
floor
I've had
1,000 times
sessions
so you
where
feel
people
better.
come in and been all fucked up, sad, something like we've literally just sat down and talked for the hour.
Yeah.
I've done that many times. I
Yeah.
fucking love it because
Yeah.
I would say if I could die and come back and redo life, I would be like school guidance counselor. So I think that's the best.
But that's
shit.
smart
Yeah.
because like no one's gonna have a good workout if their minds off.
And who else are they gonna talk to? Who's a third party that is subjected to anything?
Yeah.
You know, it's usually when you build relationships like that and it's not involved in your other part of your life,
Yeah.
it's a good outlet and a good resource for you.
Because that's the other thing is you're not, I know that when people come in and train with me, yeah, they vent to me and I probably know things about them that they don't tell other people, almost like I'm their best friend that they tell all their secrets to, because you're an outside party, or that third
It's like
party.
client trainer privilege.
Yeah, this is OSHA. I cannot tell you what they were talking to me about. But they come in and we're such a unbiased, well, I guess we're biased because we're there for them, but you have that clear thought process for them. So as they're working out or as they're sitting in the chair, you get to talk to them and it's not their significant other or it's not their parent or it's not their friend who is so tired of hearing them because they're just complaining about the same thing all the time. We give them that kind of physical release for it, but also, again, that third party, talk to us, we don't know the other person, unleash about whatever you want to unleash about, because at the time it's not them asking us for life advice. Sometimes they do, sometimes we give them advice back, but it's just them getting it out into the open and it's off their chest and they just feel better in general. And then for us, we're giving them a physical release on top of it. And for you guys, you make them have the confidence leaving, like, whoo, I got this, never mind.
Yeah, you just have
Love
to, you just have to you just gotta know the difference between doing it, like you said, being a good person opposed to doing it for your own good. Like, all right, I'm gonna give him $50 off, but I'm really doing it just because like I really want him to come back. Like,
Yeah.
Like, how long did I know you before you asked me to do your wedding? Not too long, not crazy long, like,
A couple months.
yeah, maybe, like, if that.
I asked you in like June. I think I started getting company in like May.
But like, me personally, like, now, I gave Tut the price and everything that I gave to him for his wedding based off of him.
Mhm.
Not based off of how many people I was cutting or what kind of haircuts they were getting. Well, you know, I
you charged the whole thing by the hour. It was so weird.
yeah, like, you know, like, it was like, you do it by haircut, like, specifically, but I knew he was a good person, like, I knew what kind of person he was, and for someone, you know, not to know me for that long, to be like, yeah, I want you to do my wedding, he could have called someone that he got a haircut from back in East Bumbleshire, wherever he's from, you know, like, hey, you know me for 10 years, you used to cut my hair, you come do my wedding.
Yeah.
No, he, for a couple months, trusted me to do it, so you know what? I got up at 4 a.m., drove all the way to
2.5 hours.
East Bumbleshire,
Cut all my boys.
cut all his boys, you know, and like, yeah, like, it wouldn't be a typical price that I would give anyone else, but I did it because of the person that he was. And that's also because I'm like that as well, so it was like, all right, well,
And that's one of those things, those relationships you build, like you said, like, I don't want someone that's gonna be awkward there, like hanging out at my wedding. We built a friendship, we built a relationship, we built trust. When you build those things, you know, someone could give a really good haircut. I used to get my haircut by this woman for 6 years in Pennsylvania. She was 10 minutes from where we were, you know, and $8 haircut in Pennsylvania too. But she, you know, I want someone there that's someone that I built a relationship with, that I trust, that I
Kick
want.
off your wedding. Kick off your day.
We're pounding beers, getting cuts. Oh, sick. But yeah, if you had charged like for travel for every haircut, I think you did 6 cuts, 2.5 hour drive each way, got set up. You know, it was something that you took care of as customer service. There was never a day, even before that, would I ever think to go to anyone else because of the experience that we got. We got hooked on power. I think one thing I want to ask, just because of everything that's going on, one thing I think it's a blurry gray area. It's hard to understand. So marketing yourself and marketing yourself as a business is two completely different things. And I've had a lot of difficulties in this current time because you have to show people who you are in order for them to want to come train with you. Show them they need to know you as a person through social media. But there's certain ways that you have to go about it that you still have to remain somewhat PC, somewhat removed from anything, or else because there'll be people that won't come to you for certain reasons. And I think some people lose that idea, because guess what? If you piss someone off and they stop coming to you because something you post, there's no one paying that check to you next Thursday. You don't have someone, no matter what you say, get a check every Thursday coming. And I think that's a sketchy area for a lot of people.
It's always, I find, especially now, that's why I know everything goes about if you don't say anything, you're still part of the problem. But if you say something, you're also part of the problem.
You're going to piss off half the people regardless.
Right. So for me, especially, even besides what's going on in the world, so just on social media in general, if you see somebody that posts something, or you see somebody that commented on somebody else's post that you disagree with, and it kind of sets like fire under you, and your initial instinct is, I want to answer back, I've stopped answering people, I've stopped doing everything, because my peace of mind and how I feel throughout the day, I cannot let something else hinder that and bring me into a bad spirit, because when I come to work, I'm in charge of my clients' well-being and their energy. So if I come in annoyed that I just saw something on the news, or I just saw something on Instagram that I feel a type of way about, I can't sit there and bitch to my client. My client can sit there and bitch to me about whatever they want, but I can't come in this aggressive, like, uncontrollable mood, because then that just brings whoever else is around me on a different day. So I think it's hard, again, as service providers, to have, not to not have an opinion, but it's kind of like...
It's the power of indifference.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what Andy Fazella says. Like,
Yeah.
You shouldn't, if you're a powerful person, you shouldn't let that person say shit affect your day.
Right.
And you also, with the climate of social media, take everything with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
People will post stuff, hate, not even hate, but saying, if you do this, I'm not your friend. Good people attract one another.
Right.
So if you remove social media and you see each other in a room,
Yeah.
boys, regardless, Nico and I are probably two of the most opposite people that you could be.
Yeah.
We're boys. You know what I'm saying? And because that's just good people
Right.
attract one another, and everyone likes to put up a big front. Like you always say on Instagram, fitness and lifting is literally angles and lighting.
Yeah.
It's all a persona.
Yeah.
I can look like I have 8 abs, I can look like I have a huge beer gut, depending on what angle you put me at and what
Yeah.
light. It's all smoke, Instagram and social media is smoke and mirrors. Being a good person and not letting those other people influence your thoughts and specifically your mood.
Yeah.
Because I read shit,
Yeah.
I would read shit and get pissed off and come in here
Oh, I get
and,
super hyped
you
up.
know, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't fucking do that.
Yeah, I get super hyped up, because then it stays in your head all day long. This happened to me, you just brought up, this happened to me, I think, yesterday. Somebody commented on a girl's lifting, and the girl had however many followers, she was a powerlifter, and some Joe Schmo commented on about how her joints are going to be all messed up. Somebody is always going to have something to say about something, and I know that this isn't what you started talking about, I just brought it to a different way because
It all rolls in.
it all rolls into it. But sitting there and wanting to tell that guy to shut the fuck up, one, neither of those people have anything to do with me, so for me to get hyped up and then get into an argument as to why this guy is ignorant and why he should shut the fuck up and mind his own business, has nothing to do with me, and it's just gonna get me hyped up for absolutely no
You're
reason.
getting hyped up right now.
I am. I think so fucking hyped up. This guy needs to be the fuck off. But again, like,
Let it out.
I can't take that and come here and have a clear head and give my clients and give my training the focus and attention it needs. So I've started to get very good at, besides right now because it just got re-brought up, and I catch myself.
Hey.
I catch myself now not allowing myself to divulge into all the negativity that is in the world today, because what do we say, like 7.8 billion people in the world? If you are going to let all these other people put your mood in a different way or change how you go about your day, it's just not worth it, because you're gonna just constantly be like wanting to argue all the time and tell people that they're dumb and everything like that. You're
It's
never.
just putting up a boundary and just really like
Just-
stopping. Like if I see something on social media that I don't like someone will comment my friend's pictures of just negative things where she deletes it, and she'll call me and like vent to me about it. I'm just like, put up a boundary. Like who cares? You're putting yourself out there. And people are gonna have an opinion no matter what, whether they like you, hate you, whatever. At the end of the day, if someone has an opinion and I know they don't know me personally, I really don't care.
Right.
Like say whatever you want. Like I would practice my skills or whatever, and I would show my friend, be like, oh my god, I'm so excited about this, and she'd be like, well, you have to do this, and you have to do that, and do this. Versus another person would be like, you've gotten so much better. That person that would critique me, I'm like, I don't want you in my life.
Think about how small the inner circle is of the people that you actually interact
Yeah.
with, the people that actually matter in your life.
Correct.
So
That's
fucking
what
small.
it is.
So anybody that you can't communicate with in person, for the most part, if you don't know who they are and they're commenting negatively on you, they will never have an impact on your life.
No,
ever.
right.
So who really gives a fuck?
Right, and that's what I've started, that's why I've started to remove all those things. Like, I never read comments, I post something up, if people contact me with questions, that's why I use my social media. I do not go through certain things after a while, it's not even worth it. Because the people that matter to me are in this room, in that room, my clients that come through the door, and my family and my people. Separated.
I was kidding.
Except the camera guy.
He's the best, male Brandon.
Male Brandon.
My buddy came down the other day and he was like, you guys probably saw my story. He's like, that fucking did I hate it? I'm like, is that my fucking friend? I don't know. He's like, Vert, dude, you short shorts, put your stupid chain in your mouth, your deadlift. I'm like,
yeah, bro, I live in Jersey
he
now.
keeps calling me a Jersey boy.
Live in Jersey,
I'm like,
boy.
I've started for some reason, I don't know what it is. I think it's generally just because I don't care anymore and my friends are here, you know, whatever. I like feed up and I'm like, you hate that I do that? Like,
hate it?
But you know what?
That's-
Even
it's
still
resonating
that
to you, you know?
yeah, but even stuff like that is, I'm still getting your attention. I'm still in coming out of your mouth.
You
You
took
still
your
are
time
paying
out
attention.
to
Yes.
text me about something
Yes.
you hate that I'm
Yeah.
doing.
That means every time you see it, you're probably sure your wife's like, oh, I hate it, but you're taking your time to watch it. You know, so I'm like, I've
And every time he sees like a TikTok video or someone doing it, he's gonna think of you because he's your boy. And
It just like, so they say, any publicity is not,
Yeah.
it's good
But
publicity.
yeah.
It's good. So
When
I'm
you
like,
like take that step too to like back off and just not even care, it's gonna help you grow so much more. Because when I finally did that, that's when I like hit it off with social media. I was like, wow, I'm actually like sharing another side of me that people are starting to see versus just another selfie.
Yeah.
You
oh, I
know?
used to care about everything. Like
Yeah.
have, like big, not big barbers, but like people that have been like cutting for so long, like comment like or message me like, oh, you should do this, and I would like take it to heart. I'm like, you know.
How many different people cue me all the time?
25.
25 people, and then on Instagram, people are like, oh, your toe raised a little bit in your deadlift. I don't fucking care. Maybe I raised my toe on purpose, okay?
Maybe I have a
Leave
fucking
me the
itch
fuck
on
alone.
my
Is
toe.
my back okay? Are my legs okay? Leave my toes alone. I got small feet, they do what they want. That's it.
But the thing is, like that person that probably commented that has probably never did a deadlift in their life.
They're probably sitting on their couch
Or
doing nothing.
some of them do too, but they just want to be so nitpicky that they have to have something to say to you and
There's
like
a difference
leave
between constructive criticism. Someone that's genuinely trying to help you, you can always tell if that's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you got people that sit and lurk on your
Yeah.
page and wait for you to do something wrong so they can fucking jump
Yeah.
out and shit.
Public
Like,
image,
oh,
I'm not big enough, but I want to soon.
Tut's elbow was not tucked
I
in.
need to get there. I have a lot of haters, but I'm sure I do. I don't know. They don't say anything to my face or on my pages yet.
Say to my
But
face.
I want. It's my goal is to get to the point that I have haters. You know, publicly.
Yo,
Everyone always talks.
means you're doing something right.
Everyone, exactly. Everyone gets shit talked on them. I want.
You know how many
public
people
haters.
probably hate me?
Dude,
And you know, I don't
I'll always
fuck,
love you
bro.
when you fucking.
I don't give a shit.
I love
Like,
you.
I used to care, like, oh, this person doesn't like me, damn, like, I'm a cool ass person. Like now it's like, that person wasn't like me. Who the fuck is that?
Like when you were sharing your
That's
memes
how
that
you
you
know
thought
the
were on your
person, right?
closest friends and they
Yeah.
weren't, like, I feel like at one point you probably would be like, oh my god, I should have done that. Now
Oh
you're
my
like,
God,
I have raunchy memes, they're great.
I have, yeah.
You got a strong meme game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's the only like thing about my Instagram that like, it's like I cut people from so many different ages and like, you know, I have parents and stuff that follow
Yeah.
me and stuff on there.
That's
so it's
what
kind of like, but at the same time, it's like when it comes to marketing, like for me, like I try and do everything possible to bring all different
Yeah.
types of eyes. Like people are like, yo, you post a lot of memes for girls, and I'm like, yeah, because who's the number one person that a guy listens to besides
About her
their mom?
haircut, yeah.
Their girl. So if I'm posting 3-4 funny memes in a week, and this girl is liking them, laughing at them, oh, this kid's funny, she's gonna keep looking at my page every time I post something. What do you mean? And then I post up 3 phenomenal haircuts. She'll be like, oh, this kid's good, he can cut hair too. Then she'll be like, oh, babe, your haircut sucks, you should start going to this kid. Alright, so my 4 memes that you thought were funny just kept your eyes on my page up until I got a haircut post, then you saw that, then you told your boyfriend or your dad or your brother, and now he's my client.
Nico slide into your girl's
I think
You know?
you've committed yourself to that being your brand and your niche, so it's but like you've committed yourself for long enough that people know that that's who you are.
Yeah.
When you change too much, and that's like a big thing of being self-employed, building your own book, is they have to know consistency. I told who was it? I was telling this to the Winnie's guys. I was telling Pete. I was like, you could pick your nose on Instagram Live every Tuesday at 8. If you do that for 4 years, I guarantee you by the end of the 4th year, people are gonna be like, dude, that kid, just Tuesday at 8, let's see if he gets a bigger one than last week.
They're like, waiting.
That's his fucking brand, right? So if you've committed, and the consistency of doing that in your brand is everything. And that was one thing that we've tried in the Windy Sleeves, is to try the long game consistency. But that's like, when you're in the field that we are, you need to know what they're getting.
Yeah.
And that's a big fucking piece of it.
I had some like 11-year-old kid in my chair the other day, and he was just like, yo, that meme you posted the other day was
And you're
so
like, oh,
funny.
fine.
I'm like, will you follow me? He's like, yeah. I'm like, yo, don't tell your
Really?
parents that you follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
He's like, it's okay, my dad does too. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
right.
This is what we
Yeah,
used to have like
right.
our Instagram names on our mirror, and I guess they're just sitting there like,
It's like
Yeah.
every time I swear on my Instagram, I'm like, sorry, Mom.
Yeah.
I feel bad, but.
I'm so happy my mom doesn't have an Instagram. She would be
My mom and my
Should be
dad have
thoroughly
Instagram.
disappointed in some of my
Anytime I
new
post
choices.
things, I have, because I used to be the youth instructor at my jiu-jitsu academy, I used to coach varsity fields at the high schools, and it's always like a hit or miss. We were just talking about earlier, sometimes I'm censoring my personality because I throw out curses all the time. I have a sailor mouth really bad, but when it comes to being professional, I try really hard to kind of hone it down. So when I post certain things, and then I see that my little kids or like my younger girls are seeing what I'm posting, and I'm just like, shit. So I try to not fully like burn myself out of personality,
I do. I pretty much show who I am.
Yeah.
I'm not into too much of the weird, like, no, I don't want to say weird shit, but like, I pretty much what I post
Whoa,
on my ass.
that's a different podcast.
My
Wrong
bad.
podcast.
Sorry, Ash.
Wrong podcast.
I don't post, I feel like everything I post up is pretty much who I am and what I do.
Yeah.
But I could never use that saying of, you know, post something that you think your mother would see. So I fucking tell my mom everything. I mean, Brandon was at my house, I think my buddy Danny D walked in and was like, what's up, cocksucker? My father. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I interact with my family.
Yeah.
We're all very close. Like, pretty sure the night after I lost my virginity, my
Yeah.
mom was the first person I told the next
Yeah.
day. She was most upset that there were no parents home.
Have a great night,
She
Mom.
was like, so there were no parents there? And I was like,
Well, that's
sorry.
why I lost my virginity.
You're not seeing where this is going, Mom?
You're not seeing the supervision
I
left.
was like, that's what you're
Led
upset
to-
about?
Parents left. Wouldn't you be more concerned if the parents were there?
Yeah, I was like, yeah. But that's why I did that rule, like, you know, post it like your mom would say.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't follow that.
No, I would have no social media if I posted stuff on
Yeah.
like,
Your mom had one.
I mean, I have a sweatshirt that says I need a blowjob. My mom's not happy about that. Her dad's like, hey, can you get me one? She's like, where are you wearing that?
Yeah, can I get that sweatshirt?
Like, blow me right now?
We're gonna try and wrap it up a little bit, but we're gonna go around really quick. And, because we had this planned a little bit. Everyone has to go around, ask one person something you've always wondered. Go.
About in
Anything.
general or wondered about
Go. Anything. Any questions that you have prepared for today, ask one.
I have to go first?
Yes, go. You had it on your phone. That's your copy.
Alright.
You took it out like
Let's
30
see.
minutes ago.
Um,
And who are you asking?
what do you mean?
Go, Tuck, go.
Courtney, within your field, who is the, besides our girl Camille Costa, that trader Gronkowski, who is the number one person in your field that you idolize?
Alright, next question.
Uh,
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's a tough one. I would say Makeup by Mario, because he's Kim Kardashian's makeup artist. He is so talented and believed in himself. Like his story with Kim, like a lot of his like publicists were saying not to take her as a makeup art, like to do her makeup because she wasn't going to go anywhere and all that. He truly believed in himself and his work, and he did it anyway. And he's one of the biggest makeup artists, and I think he's so good. His skills, yeah, I'd say I like him a lot.
Love it.
Just believe in
Go,
yourself.
go.
Alright, so I'm gonna take a question out of what I'm going through. Would you guys, would you ever pick up and go somewhere else now and do something else? Or would you rather have someone else, would you rather find someone to work the same way you do and have someone else run it for you, another fast switch? Or would you rather pick up, go somewhere else, build it yourself, and then have someone run it?
Shit.
Because that's also the brand, that's also
I
your brand.
picked up and moved before, but I hadn't had anything like this built. I would rather stay here. This is really home for me now. This is home base. I would rather have someone that I trust that has been here with me go and build it. Because I don't care about, I know how it'll run day to day. I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about the branding and the image.
Like how Rue works here, like
Rue, Brandon,
Kim.
those guys, I could open one up and trust them to go do it. 'Cause it's about the branding and the people.
Exactly.
Less
You can't
about
just
the
hire. You
image.
can't open up a shop, a gym in Miami, and just interview people, talk to them. You don't know how they work and how they are. Like you want.
We're opening one in New Hampshire in January. It's not public by the time this goes live. It will be public news. We just signed them. We're opening one up in my hometown. I'm not moving home. A kid that I grew up with, who I had done training with before, is going to run it. So it'd have to be someone that I've trusted for a long time.
Yeah.
But would I love to pick this building up and all the people that are in it, the place in Austin,
Yeah.
Texas, or in my hometown? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But the people, and honestly, I don't know if I have the energy to start from zero again.
So my question for you, as a barber and somebody who, one, takes
What do you eat?
pride in his personal image and presence and other people's as well, how important is it for you when you're looking for like a girlfriend or where you're looking at girls for them to be like well put together and groomed? Do you notice all like the little things about females also, or are you kind of just like, just be?
I do and I don't, because since I'm in the industry now, I've always been so anal about my own personal look. I don't really want there to be too much of that, too much of that going on.
Yeah.
But I also get it. Girls are a lot more like me. It's just my haircut, and my beard, and this and that. You, it's outfits, makeup, hair. So I get it. But so I definitely do look at the full. I'm not gonna sit there being your toes are crusty. But I need someone that is definitely well put together. You don't have
Takes
to.
care of
You don't
itself,
gotta
yes.
sit there and do 3 hours in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I've been with girls where they go, let's go get lunch real quick, 20-minute lunch,
Yeah.
and they'd be like, all right, let me go do 4 hours of contouring real
You're
quick.
like, no.
I'm like, we're going to a mobile hot dog place. I'm gonna pull up and just
Yeah.
so.
It's more about how you feel with it
Yeah.
than what you actually look like.
Honestly,
Yeah, I
I
agree.
love a girl that can just pull off sweatpants and sweatshirt, put her hair in a bun, no
Yeah.
makeup, and just
That's
pull
why
it
I
out.
love
I'm
Ash.
cool with that,
She's
because then I don't gotta get a haircut.
Yeah.
She don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna sit there and wear makeup all day, I'm not gonna get a haircut once a week.
I also find that I know that we're trying to wrap it up, and I said that I was trying to wrap it up, but I also find that if you try to date somebody that is you kind of only talk about the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if
You
somebody's
get a
only
good
about
balance.
fitness, or if someone's only about beauty and that you guys get so far, it's good to have things in common with people, but I find that even with like fitness guys, people always think like, oh, you have to be with a person that's a trainer and someone that's so much into fitness.
Yeah.
No, I kind of almost get bored
But
because
then you guys are doing
all
the same thing.
they want to talk to me about is fitness. I'm like,
And it's
I
like,
just
that's your
worked
job.
all day
Yeah.
long doing that. Talk to me about something
Yeah.
else. Talk to me about the planets or the stars or the aliens.
Yeah.
It's a good question. I really, when you kind of think about caring about someone being like well put together, because I think there is a big difference between doing it because you care about what other people think you look like, and doing it because now you feel good, now you're confident.
Yeah.
I feel like there is a big fucking difference. Like, I feel really confident when I wear my fucking cowboy boots. Everyone fucking hates them, right? But I wear them every day.
Yeah.
Because
You're the only person I know that wears in short shorts and cowboy boots.
Yeah, I fucking love it.
Yeah.
So
Alright, I
why?
have a question for you guys.
Okay.
So, because I'm a hairdresser, all that, you guys know I have shoulder issues, I have thoracic outlet syndrome, whatever. I feel like a lot of hairdressers, since I've been back, always complain about their necks hurting in the same spots that mine hurt, and their backs and like traps and all that. And I think it's from blowing out hair. So what is good workouts to do to help them avoid that?
So it's not so much a workout strengthening exercise.
Like stretching.
A lot of the thing is muscle release, doing different glides, making sure that you're stretching. So what happens is you're constantly doing the same motion. When I used to bartend, I found the same thing, because you're constantly doing this. You're pouring, you're reaching for bottles, you're pouring, you're reaching for bottles, same thing. You guys are cutting, going up, blow drying, everything like that. So you're constantly like the whole time. So when you're constantly doing this, you're shortening your muscle, you're shortening your muscle. And shortening your muscle and bringing in your joint space is what's trapping those nerves in. So you doing mobility, you doing different glides and different stretching is going to help elongate those muscles that you're constantly shortening. So it's not so much strength for you guys, it's working on your muscular endurance, but also working on that stretching, that release of those muscles so that you're not constantly jamming it, shortening it, because your muscle fibers can shorten for so many times before they cannot elongate anymore, and they're just like,
Your anatomical structure, so your body, your skeletal structure was made, not made for gravity, right? So your shoulders are made to be sent back. However, when you stand the skeleton up, naturally what's going to happen is you're going to pull forward.
That's like
okay?
mine.
Plus you're sitting forward even more. Okay, so you have to put extra emphasis on the lengthening and also just strengthening your upper back, but constantly pulling yourself into a good structure. Band and face pulls, the glides, floor tees, anything, just almost activating these muscles to pull yourself back. So you're fighting gravity. They have to be activated to pull it back, or else you're just gonna sink inside all day, because that's where they want to fall.
Yeah.
Same thing when guys only bench and only do chest, they're pulling themselves forward. You're not pulling yourself back out of it, so we always say having that push-pull kind of thing. But for you guys, it's not so much getting that strength. You guys are way more endurance muscle use. But like he said, making sure that you're pulled back, your posture training is getting better, and just getting that elongation and that muscle release and things like that. But we have gone way past time that we're supposed to. We gotta get back to our schedules and our clients and things like that. So, episode 10, guys. It's been 10 episodes. Beauty Games. Thank you to our sponsors.
Commando FT Performance Lab, no Wendy Sleeves.
Well, thank you for having me on, Nico. I'm gonna miss you. I love you.
I know. You're leaving this weekend. He'll be gone by the time you guys
Everyone
do
wish
this.
him luck.
Scumbag traitor.
Alright,